I think he's a bum.
Okay. How's it going? Road to Super Bowl 58. We are here for the opening podcast for the league. I am here, the commissioner, with Ty, the GM of the Cardinals this season. Was it 5 years you've been in the league now? 4, 5?
5 years.
5
Yeah.
years now.
About 5 years. Second time as the Cardinals.
A veteran of the league for sure. This is the first time in the 10-year history that we are going to have a weekly podcast. It's going to make it a lot easier to share highlights from specific games that we want to discuss, add more content to make this a more authentic experience for your users, and to try to drive some outside interest for the league. We're going to have dual power rankings now, which I'm really excited about, not just having the commissioner rankings, which there's a lot of disagreements of for sure. I want to get some unbiased opinions here from Ty as well. And then just kind of go over, like I said, highlights and important announcements for the league. We'll have a few of those today, as we didn't really have an inaugural meeting this year. Only 4 individuals showed up to that event. Hopefully next year there'll be a lot bigger turnouts and not in my basement. But without further ado, I'm going to give it over to Ty for his opening remarks, and we'll get started.
All right. So I am really excited to go on with this league. This is the only reason I probably do buy Madden is for this exact league. Outside of that, I haven't really had many success. I ran my own league for probably about 6 to 7 years also. And I got to say, the effort that Will puts into this league and the effort that every user we usually have put into this league, it's what makes it and why we come back every year. And it really is the reason we buy this game. Last year was a struggle with Madden. A lot of people thought about maybe not even buying it this year, but this league is really what kept a lot of, I know myself personally, my brother's into it. So let's get this league started. I'm ready. I'm ready not for just the league, but for football in general, just to kick off like right now.
To go with that statement, with the whole issue with last season, the EA shutdown, I'm sure most of you are aware. If you were part of the EA shutdown, our league, you send that information to EA, we should be able to get a discount towards Madden. So make sure you guys are aware of that. They did announce that there was some sort of discount with losing that league.
I will say, sorry to cut you off, I do believe that if you are looking to buy for the discount, I would try to purchase as soon as possible. I thought it might have been a pre-order only, but I'm not 100% sure.
Good to know. I did not know that.
I did know that me and Tank were also questioning it. So we game share and we hopped on that right away just to, take the advantage of getting that at $35.
Perfect. Going into some important dates here. I just want to get right into that right away. Again, it comes out the 15th for open to buy. I know a lot of people pre-ordered. Is it an early release for the pre-order again, I assume?
Not that I know of.
I think it usually do like 3 days early for the pre-orders.
Yeah, I thought I was checking it out, and I thought it was Friday at the 11th, but I think it's just the 15th straight up.
Oh, that's weird. League fees are due the 22nd. Again, that's $100 buy-in. Payouts will be discussed here shortly. We did have our official selection. League voted this year on the payouts between 3 options. We'll go over that in just a moment. Then again, the draft is going to be the 27th of August. That is a Sunday. We're going to aim for the afternoon. It never starts on time. I'm hoping for 6 at the latest, but it'll probably 6:30, most likely. Don't worry about getting there late, though, because the first couple rounds do take forever. And I am anticipating probably the best attendance we've had for a draft. We've never had more than 24 attend a draft. I'm expecting at least 28 this year. We were hoping to have a live draft. The 2 facilities I was looking at last winter, both of them, one of them doesn't do events like this, and the other one doesn't even exist anymore. So that's unfortunate. So I'm still looking into hopefully creating some sort of public forum for us to all meet up for the draft. Otherwise, you can always connect online. 22 rounds, as always, for all you new users. We do have the timer going on, so you have the minute, the first couple rounds, and then it goes down to the 45 seconds. Be on time. For those that exit the draft early, direct message me so I can skip over the picks, so we're not have an additional half hour to 45 minutes of waiting draft time there. I try my best as I am also doing a draft, but it's always tough to keep track of that. And then yeah, it's planned for 4 hours. It's been an average of 4 hours for the draft. So it should be done by about 10:30. Anything you want to talk about with the draft?
With the draft, I do want to mention to a lot of the newer users or guys that aren't particularly like good with drafting. If you're not good with drafting, get some Madden in before the draft. Find out the players you're good with. Test some guys out. Don't just stay with your team only. I will say that this year defense is very strongly oriented. So let's make sure that you don't go balls to the wall on one side. Keep it a well balanced team this year. And I got to say, find players that you like beforehand for a lot of you new users, and then stick with them if you can get them. Always have a backup plan with users too. Just don't key in on one guy. Find a backup also for that same position.
With first time Craig hasn't been in the league in almost 7 years, taking up the 8 safeties in his first 8 picks. So
Yeah,
nice to have some safeties for once this season available to us. Um, I will say, based off of tendencies from the last few years, last year was a very different draft than previous drafts. Quarterbacks went almost immediately. By
yep,
the, by the 23rd, 24th pick, there wasn't a quarterback worth a damn. Keep an eye on that. This podcast is made for the benefit of the league, not just for myself and Ty. So I will
right.
tell you some tips and tricks on this podcast because I want the league to succeed more than I want myself to succeed as in my team. But watch the quarterback position for sure. Is a good quarterbacks. Made it deep last year in the playoffs. I want to say, was it Mahomes versus who did Tristan have at QB?
Well, he had Lamar Jackson.
Yeah,
Yep.
Lamar Jackson versus Mahomes in the Super Bowl. So two good quarterbacks with two good users. It
Uh,
first time I felt the quarterback really made a difference, other than like Justin Fields that went off and Mac Jones went off last year. But
yeah, Mac Jones. I will say too, Tristan also traded up to get Lamar Jackson. So,
Garrett got
um,
Jonathan Taylor out of that. That's right.
yep. So you are allowed to trade draft picks. Run it by Will also when you're doing it, and I believe there's a way you can do it. So,
Also worth noting, the draft is live streamed on Facebook, so we'll have that up on Facebook for you to keep track, so you don't have to sit by the screen the whole draft. You can step out after your pick if you're a middle pick. You know you got 20 minutes to come back. Go do what you got to do. Just keep an eye on your phone so you know when your pick is coming up and come back and make your pick. Everyone liked that when I started doing it a few years back, so I'll continue to do it for a while. On from there, though, that's enough about the draft. I do want to talk about it. I'm excited to announce opening night. We have Teo and Josh. Josh, our defending champion, is going to be the New York Jets. And it's also our first money game of the year. We'll go over the money game schedule here shortly, but just want to go into this game a little bit. I am excited for an opening game with such high scoring teams. Really lights out offenses and just good users on defense. They had a battle last year. I want to say it was 56-42, something in the lines of that, where the game got away late from Josh. But Teo did win that game versus the defending champ. Anything you noticed from that matchup?
yeah, no, I mean, I think it is you give one of those guys a lead, and it's hard to catch up to them. Especially when you get up behind one or two scores. Their offenses are both very lethal. They're hard to catch up to, especially when you're playing from behind. It's going to be a shootout. It's always a shootout with those two guys. Not very defense oriented, both of them, but both of them are lights out on the offensive side. Be another high scoring game more than likely. It should be a great way to start the season.
I think the winner of the turnover battle wins that game, honestly.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So team distribution was last week. Very efficient. I liked that a lot. I always loved my tier system that made the regular season very competitive. But I gotta admit, this kind of won me over. Everybody got the team they wanted. The divisions aren't too stacked anywhere, and the conferences are pretty even as well. The first 4 teams split up into 2 different conferences. So I mean, I really liked how that was run. We'll see how it affects the league overall, but I think the playoffs will definitely benefit from that.
Yeah, no, I thought they split very evenly between a lot. I mean, there's definitely some divisions that I looked at are there going to be a lot of battles between some of those battles. But it was cool to see everyone pick a team. No one really cried and moaned about anything. And it went quick. It went real quick. Which usually I've done something like that, and you always got someone that cries. But we didn't have one situation where it kind of was super crazy outside of Joey not getting the Bears.
Well, shouldn't have lost to me then. But going into that, there's a couple divisions I'm really intrigued with. The NFC North. You got Tank and Ellis up there. They've had some battles with Darius and Eugenio.
Yep.
I know Eugenio a few years back had a strong offense. Defense needed some work, but maybe if he gets some users in the right place, he can be pretty good. Question marks with Darius. I'm not familiar with his game, but he's going to go into a tough division. The South, you got Darius Golden, two Dariuses. I'm just realizing that now. That'll be confusing. Darius Golden, the Buccaneers, Chase Best, Shane Polchowski, and then Landon. So that division is a complete question mark for me. I have no idea what to expect from the South. That's for sure. Do you have any idea?
Yeah, I mean, from the NFC South, I know how Chase plays. He's a family member, and then obviously Landon is my brother. Those two actually match up pretty evenly. But I believe all four of them are probably pretty close. I know Darius too. At least three of them are newer to playing the Madden franchise system. It should be a nice battle between to see who comes out and who actually wins that division, because we have no idea what we are actually getting from any of those players. Nope. I will say the only one that we do know has more experience than any is Landon. So
he has a year in the league.
But he is still.
He had 2 seasons in. We had 2 seasons. He played both.
That's right.
Had a good first one. The second one was not great. But NFC East, Jeremy Brown back. I'm happy to see that. And Jeremy Jewer's back. So the Jeremy crew back in the league. Jeremy Brown 2 years ago, 12-5 on the Rams. Lost to Levon in the playoffs in a thriller. He had an electric offense with Henry Ruggs. Excited to see what he does on offense this season against Tristan. As we all know, the back-to-back on the 20 and 21 seasons, their champion there. Brian Gambino also not familiar with his game, but he's going to be for a tall task in that division. The NFC West, Cody Morrow, question marks there. Isaiah Farson, question marks there. Jinkin, and then you want to talk about your division a little bit here?
Yeah, I actually think that my division might be the toughest of them all. I got Cody Morrow, who I've had some great games against, and then Isaiah Farson, who has been one of my rivals since I really started playing Madden Connected franchises. He's a Rams fan. I'm a huge Cardinals fan, so we've always butted heads and joked about that too on that side. But that should be a tight division. I really do think it's going to come down to a couple of games. Cody Morrow is a very smart player. Isaiah Farson knows his football. Jenkin, he puts up a fight. I mean, he was with us last year, if I remember right.
Christian McCaffrey was in the MVP conversation last year. He's strong on the run.
He puts up a fight for sure. So that should be probably one of the more divisions to watch and pay attention to outside of the AFC East.
So there's going to be a few wild cards from the West is what you're saying.
Yeah, I do believe so.
Into the AFC now. I'm going to go into our shortest division here as the Browns are still open, but the AFC North, Austin, we know Austin's capabilities. He's been in the playoffs numerous times, a couple championship games under his belt. Yep. Brother Angelo, and then Dylan. Dylan is a former MVP winner. He's a running back. Derrick Henry win the MVP award. But Angelo, I don't know anything really about his game, and then the Browns being open. This division, I don't know, it's kind of looking, I'm going to say a bit in Austin's favor there.
I do think it's going to favor Austin more. I'm sure he's played Dylan before. He's a good user. He is. I mean, he's shown it. He's been here longer than I have. Angelo's new at Madden. He's been playing probably for about a year now. He really enjoys playing. So, but I do think it's one that Austin's going to build a little bit of a lead, and no one's really going to catch him from behind.
I wonder if he's going to go full defense again like he did last year. That was a strong draft strategy for him. I know.
Yeah, I know he was talking a little bit about hopefully getting a good quarterback. So there's that too. So
QB the defense. AFC South. I know Joey's there at the Colts. Norman and Cadetta. Norman is one of our lower tier players here, but maybe he's poised for a good year. Cadetta is his friend, so I know they're going to be a little bit of a rival there. Chris Sacagawea, is that?
Sacagawea, Chris Sacagawea.
Don't know much about Chris or Cadetta here, so I'm gonna go probably Joey's looking pretty strong in the South. The East is
I
probably
will say, sorry to cut you off.
yeah,
That South, Chris has shown a lot of improvement over the years. I had him in my old Madden franchises, and he has beaten Joey before. It should be a battle between the two.
good.
We'll see how it goes. They know each other pretty well.
Okay.
And I don't know if Joey, I mean, I think Joey does win that division, but I do think Chris is going to put up a fight with them.
Sweet. And then the East, in my opinion, probably the best division. Josh and Mateo and Simeon. Simeon's beat the only person I know that's beaten Pete Miller and Tristan. Only person I know that's beaten both. So he can beat anybody, but he's also lost to Miles a few times. He lost to Jeremy a couple years. He's lost to some. He plays at his level of competition. So I mean, him in a strong division could be scary.
He's night and day for sure. He's definitely night and day. I do think that division does come down to Mateo, and I think it comes down to Josh.
That opening game is so big already.
Exactly. The opening game is massive, and then it's going to come down to who loses the game that they shouldn't lose, I think. And I think that's exactly what's going to happen is one of them is going to have a big loss, and it's going to be decided between one game, I believe.
Simeon's going to beat one of them, and that's going to be the game. I'm telling you,
yeah, very well could be exactly what it is. I mean, he's the upset king right now. So,
and then the last but not least, my division with the West, completely unknown in my opinion. I don't know Dante. I don't know Skilo. Jay has looked really bad at times, and he looked really good at times in this run game. I am excited to finally play him. I've been a top 5 run defense for 3 years in a row, and he had one of the best run offenses. So that'll be the battle to look for there. But Dante and Skilo, no idea.
Yeah, Skilo's he's another family member of mine. We got a lot in here. He's a good user. He's a smart football player. He took a year or two off, so I think he's got a little bit of battling to do. I think it comes down to you and Jay. Hopefully, it doesn't come down to field goals because we know Jay can't make those. But I do think that it's going to be a nice battle, and it's going to come down towards the end of the season. I think you're going to lead most of the way. Last season, I do believe it took a little bit for Jay to get used to his team.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it ends. Yeah.
I do have Skilo week 1, so it is good to hear that he'll be rusty. Going into the money games here, we already talked about the first matchup. Do want to announce that the money game, I don't know if you want to go into the interview process here and what you want to do with that for the money games going forward. I'll let you talk about that.
Yeah, so for money games, we obviously have one. I think there's 1 week where we have 2 actually. Yeah, 1 week, week 10. Actually, I'm the second game. We have every week where we do have at least one money game and try to get everyone at least one. So what we want to do is each week we want to get the 2 users for the money game, bring them onto the podcast, get some insight on their team, just, info of what they got on the other team that they're facing, some things they want to attack, and just a quick little brief interview with each of the GMs.
The reason for the games, or what made me decide these games, it's Thursday night football. The schedule all the way down is the Thursday night games. So that's how that came to be. And the Cardinals? Yeah, the Cardinals, Falcons, and then the Week 18 Colts versus Texans. Those 2 are the only non-Thursday night games of the year. And then the Week 1 one as well. So the Week 1, the Cardinals, Falcons, and the Colts, Texans. Those teams did not have Thursday night football games, so I had to add those myself to get.
I mean, we don't have a primetime game this year, though.
That's crazy.
I guess when your team is on the verge of not being a team, really. So
yeah, that's fair. You guys saw Marlon Mack is out for the year now.
Yeah, I mean that is what it is. I wasn't even expecting us to sign him, so
there it is. I was going to share it. Real quick before we continue with the money game thing here, I did say that we were going to talk about the payouts. So I'm just going to mention that real quick here. Biggest pot we've ever had. Happy for that. It's the biggest buy-in we've ever had.
Yep.
The Super Bowl winner could see. Let's see if everyone has a money game. If they win their money game, win the Super Bowl, win the conference, win the division, we're talking $900 for the Super Bowl winner this year. It is my eventual hope that maybe one day there'll be a $250 buy-in, and the Super Bowl winner is going to take almost 25, maybe was it $3,500? That would be
That's a nice payout.
that'd be something. And there's still a big chunk of change for other people involved too. But division winners this year's, I like that. Not only do you get your money back, but you win $25, an extra 25
Yep.
bucks in your pocket. So it's always been you get your money back if you win your division. I like that this year I have enough in the pot to give the division winners some extra cash. The
Yep.
conference winners, it used to be 50, now it's 200. That'll be a nice chunk of change for the Super Bowl loser, who for the last 3 seasons, the Super Bowl loser has usually been the fourth or fifth highest paid person in the league, which I didn't like. I'm glad I can fix that this time. MVP is going to get $100 instead of 50, but I'm going to put a twist on the MVP this year. I'll do $150 or a custom jersey of the player that wins the Super Bowl in the team's uniform that wins it. For example, say the Packers draft Patrick Mahomes and he wins the MVP. I will order a custom Packers Patrick Mahomes jersey for you that I hope you wear to all Super Bowl or road to Super Bowl events.
That'd be pretty sick. So, I might order an Isaiah Simmons first jersey. Maybe because he was MVP last year. Cause I have to. I gotta be the first one to do it, right?
Yeah, it would only make sense.
And then Super Bowl winner's gonna get a $500 cash payout as well. So half a grand. So a PS5 for the Super Bowl winner essentially, and then the 17 money game winners there. That's the payout that you guys chose. And then back to the money games here. So everybody's got one. All these are pretty random. There's a couple divisional games and there's a couple cross conference games. The NFL knew what they wanted. This is just going to be kind of random for us here. So week 2, Vikings and Eagles. That's going to be a matchup of Darius and Jeremy Brown.
So we know Jeremy's a good offensive player, but not. I got to be specific here. This is Darius King, not Darius Cole. Darius King and Jeremy Brown. So a Darius versus a Jeremy. We got 2 of each. Are you familiar with Darius at all?
Not that Darius King, or not Darius King. Jeremy Brown, obviously, we are.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe Darius King comes out and surprises a lot of us, but Jeremy's a well-known user here. I mean, he's got a winning record in his years here, so.
Yeah, but then now I'll just go over the matchups here. I'm not going to try to go into end depth of every week matchup. We got Giants, 49ers. I got to scroll here. Brian versus Cody. We've got Lions, Packers, a divisional one. I like the divisional ones. Ellis and Eugenio. Bears, Commanders. Maybe it'll be easier if I just leave it over here.
I can read off.
Tank, right?
The Bears are tank. Commanders are going to
Jeremy
be.
Viewers.
Yo. Broncos versus Chiefs is week 6.
That's the division one. I think both the AFC West, all 4 AFC West teams have a money game versus each other. I play Jay week 15. That'll be fun.
Oh yeah, that's actually gonna be probably one of our better money games.
Dante and Skilo, and then Jake Saints, Cadetta, and so a cross conference one, Cadetta and Landon. That could be a good game.
Yeah, that's got some good matchup right there.
Bucks, Bills, Darius Golden, and Mateo. Darius Golden is the one that was in your league, right?
Darius Golden is a friend, a family friend. So they know each other. Could be a butt whooping, who knows?
Titans, Steelers, Norman versus Austin Yuck. Sorry, Norman.
Yeah.
Panthers, Bears. So Tank gets a second one, and he plays Chase Best.
It's a matchup of 2 best friends right there. That's gonna be a good match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
money game. That's good to hear.
Yep.
Then you play the Falcons, Shane Plotowski. Man, there's so many new guys this year.
Yeah, Shane's another guy we know nothing about. So
Bengals, Ravens, so Division One, Angelo and Dylan. That could be a good one.
yeah.
Dolphins, Jets. So that's going to be Simeon and Josh. Oh, Simeon, that could be your chance. Get the money and get the upset. That's the upset game right there.
I wonder how Simeon feels knowing that he joined that division before, or knowing he joined that division and then not realizing who was in it.
I don't think he cared. I truly don't think he cares.
Good for him. Good for him.
Seahawks, Cowboys.
It's Jenkin and Tristan. Sorry, Jenkin.
Patriots, Steelers. It just makes for a good story if he upsets them. Are you telling me Austin has two cushy money games? Lamb versus Austin? Come on, Austin. See, he got $50 in the bag here unless he chokes. And then my game versus Jay. Saints, Rams. Landon has a second game versus Isaiah Farson.
Yeah, if Landon can come out like he did the first season, him and Isaiah might be a really good game.
Week 17, this might get changed. So that one is Josh, which would be his third money game, which is fine, but his opponent would be the computer. If that does not get filled, Josh, I'm sorry, but since you have had three, I don't feel bad taking one away from you. But that needs to be a user versus user battle. I don't want to cover a computer game. So,
Yeah, maybe that's one where you get down farther into the league and you see records and what the best matchup of the week is or something.
Yep, for sure. And then week 18 is because neither of them had a Thursday night football scheduled game, but is a division matchup, which I was happy to create. Joey versus Chris.
Chris Sacagawea.
There we go. Sacagawea. Oh, it's going to take me a minute to remember that nickname. But that's the money game order. $25 to the winner of those games. So a fourth of your money back just for winning one game, or if you're Austin, $50 back.
Yep.
What else do we have to talk about here?
Who are our two games? We got Landon the Saints, Tank is the Bears, the Jets is Josh, and then Austin as the Steelers, right?
3 if we find another. Yep, and then Steelers have Austin's got his 2 freebies. We'll talk social media here real quick. So I'm just scrolling. So again, this is our opening podcast. We're a little fresh, so forgive us for being a little bit paused here. But fall we got a lot of outlets going out this year. I'm gonna be doing a lot of social media work more so than ever. Instagram page. Which died when the EA servers died in that first season. I wasn't going to do a full second season worth of social media stuff. That was just for us. But I will get back again and posting that daily. Memes, we got our funny shit, as well as our weekly highlights, the stories there, and then game highlights in the feed. But we are also going to be going to TikTok. I'm not really the biggest fan of TikTok, but TikTok does get the most followers. And I just posted 2 videos the other day, and I had 10 requests for following already just on those 2 videos. So if we're posting that consistently, I think that could be the biggest opportunity for a following for the league. So go follow the TikTok. Also, we need to discuss Twitch. All users must have a Twitch account in order to share your game. Playoffs are important for that as well, because the away team must share the stream of their game. That is considered the home advantage for the home team, as the away team has to share the stream. And then it also allows us to be able to share highlights to this podcast, to the pages, to be able to talk about your games, get game film on your opponents, which I really, really, really like for our league. That you can watch your opponent's games and practice leading up to it. I know Levon, one of our longtime running mates who wasn't able to join this year to the PS5 Switch, he took advantage of that so well on one of his Super Bowl runs. So it is helpful to have game film on your opponent to learn tendencies. So that Twitch is going to be required. We had a couple users last year that we'd let get away with it. No more this year. Everyone's got to have it. And
If you have any questions regarding Twitch, come to us and just ask. It's a simple setup. We'll walk you through it. We'll help you out. I mean, it's very simple. Just ask. That's all it is.
and
Just want to
then-
make sure everyone has one.
And then to add to that, the Road to the Super Bowl Twitch page will share your stream. So when you're trying to watch a game, it's all going to be from the same stream. You're not going to be able to see this, but Road to the Super Bowl does have its own page. Go follow
Yep.
that. So I have your username, so I can share your stream. But then you're also going to be able to watch every game. Ty and I are going to have access to this account, and we're going to share every game to this that we can. There might be the one weird 8 a.m. game where we're both at work. Unfortunately, we might miss.
Yeah.
But every game that we can is going to go through that outlet so we could share that. And then, of course, the money game is going to be on Facebook Live. I will be commentating that game every week that I can. I do have a newborn coming in October that can or that may or may not make it better or worse. I don't know. I'll be home that whole month, so maybe it will make it easier for me, but maybe it won't. Who knows? But I'll be either on toddler duty or newborn duty during that.
Yeah,
month.
I'll be helping out as much too with announcing. Won't be doing any more of the Facebook Live iPad. I'm gonna get desktop going and stuff like that. So
Sweet. So we could have 2 announcers this year. Maybe we can get some more games live stream. Who knows? We'll talk about that. But other than that, I mean, I really liked this. Going back to some other notes that we had from earlier session, I really liked the way we did the team distribution. Please comment if that's something you guys enjoyed this year with the way we did team distribution, or if you do prefer the tiers. I guess we have to play the season to kind of figure that out. We still have the Browns open. Let's get the Browns filled. That way, that week 17 money game for Josh can be played, and that player has that game. Otherwise, that will then go to probably someone who Ty and I will decide at that point. Ty is going to be somewhat of a co-commissioner for this. I do like his input going forward, so it's not more of like a dictatorship run aspect. I like having second opinions when it comes to this kind of thing.
Yep.
And then I kind of want to limit the Facebook feed highlights. Just going back, I know I'm jumping around here, and back to the social media regards. I've always shared highlights and stuff to the Facebook feed, and it kind of puts too much stuff in between things that I need to find, and I feel like I just overload that page, and the highlight stuff just should be for the TikTok and for the Instagram. So I'm going to try to. I think. Sorry, I'm going off on a tangent again. When I share the Twitch highlights, I think it automatically, I can only post it to Facebook, so I can screen record and get it to the Instagram. So that might still be a thing, but sharing videos and stuff to Facebook might be a little bit less this year. So those that don't have Instagram, TikTok, I would suggest getting that so you have the full access to the league here, so you can see everything. Anything else social media wise that you want to talk about?
just make sure you guys follow every page we have, and don't be scared to put it out there too. You can have friends and family when you're showing your games. Show them the Road to Super Bowl Twitch page. Get it out there. Let people watch our games. We're here just having fun playing Madden. People like to watch football at any time, even when it is a Madden game. I mean, hell, I have a gambling problem, and I bet soccer or video games all the time at nighttime when I'm bored. So, I mean, like I said, it's fun for people to just watch a game of football, especially when you got a good game going on. Put it out there. Get it to people that have nothing going on.
I do want to say this year, I'm really, I've already seen a lot of it already, which is awesome, but a lot of input, a lot of on-hand activity on the page is huge for this. I want to hear from you guys. I want trash talk. Jay, you've been awesome in that regard. Said
Yep.
sad to see Garrett leaving, but I want to hear you guys on this page. I don't want you just to be a body that plays your games, and that's the end of your week. So any input that you have in the league, comments, just anything, honestly, is huge.
Yeah.
I like talking to you guys. I want this to be like a hey, F you dude, F you, you know what I mean? So input is awesome, feedback is awesome, trash talk is preferred. Keep the racism and the hatred portions out of it, but
Yeah. It's the one thing we won't tolerate.
no racism, and we got rid of the racists in this league. But I want some trash talk. I want this league to be gritty. That's what's going to drive some media attention here. We did have that Super Bowl 2 years ago that had 55 viewers and had almost six. I had 6 advertisement requests during that Super Bowl, so it was almost $65 that we pocketed from that. If that can become a consistent ordeal, maybe one day the buy-in will go away, and then we'll have a pot just to kind of take from there, which would just be incredible. But one day that's been a dream for a few years now. But what it's gonna take is activity from you guys beyond just your game, just from the social media aspect here, sharing stuff. We're gonna do interviews. Everybody's gonna have at least one interview this year. We want to put a face to the team. Meeting in person would be awesome. I know we have a lot of out of town guys. I know it's not going to be possible for half of you guys, but events where we get to meet face to face, let's build this brotherhood and make this a league that's more than the money, about more than playing a 1 hour game a week.
Yep, totally agree. Not much you can top with on that. I mean, you said everything. The trash talk. I expect all the betas. I know every beta in here is really good when it comes to trash talk, especially Joey. If you want to pick a fight with someone, he's the one. He will go with you for hours. So Joey, keep the trash talk going. Everyone else, get in it. Let's have a good season, man. Let's have a good, great, fun season. Let's get some activity going for sure. Last year, there was some inactivity that I wasn't used to seeing in the league just because of the way that we had the first season going, went well, and then it crashed. It was just a long Madden season. But
week 16 crash. I still can't believe it. I appreciate everybody for sticking around for it's probably about 35 minutes worth of action here. Next week we're gonna go over the actual Madden gameplay. We'll have the Madden game in hand. We'll stream some activity on that. We'll go a little bit more in depth with the draft and kind of talk about what to expect from there. And then we'll go over some schedules too of teams that we're really interested in. I'm gonna be fair to you new guys. With me not knowing you guys so well, there won't be as much content until maybe quarter way or midway into the season when I really know your guys' gameplay.
Yeah.
Really know you guys' style. So I'll get you guys some attention partway into the season. Don't worry. But some of the returning guys will get some more attention in the beginning of the season here, and we'll kind of go over the schedules for those guys. Thank you for tuning in, Ty. Thanks for joining me on here and taking some time.
Of course.
This will be a weekly occurrence. We're hoping. What are we thinking? Monday nights we'll probably record, so you guys have Tuesday nights or Tuesday mornings. We'll most likely get it out there to you guys to watch during your day on Tuesday.
Yeah, we'll try to get them out maybe Tuesday morning or Tuesday sometime during the day Tuesday. That way we can have it before most of the games are played or something. We talked about. So
weekly advance will be right after the NFL's Monday night game every week. It's about 10 p.m. every week on Monday. No early advances this year. No late advances this year. If you miss your game, you miss your game. I'm not going to advance on Sunday midday if all the games are played. Just for this reason, I need to be able to make this authentic for you guys. You guys have a good day, good night. Whenever we watch this, I got some editing to do, and have a good week. We'll see you next week.